Hey, we're back with another Christmas cookie today. We are going to do Jumping Jane's snowballs. Jane was Mark's mother, and she was a true character. And she made these snowballs every year, and she would send them down in a large package of Christmas cookies. And as I said, I'm not a baker, so it was always fun to get Grandma Jane's cookies. This cookie is a very dense cookie. It's a snowball cookie, and what we would do with this, when we would bake them together, we'd bake tons and tons of them. It was funny, I asked her for the recipe many years ago, and so she sent me the recipe, and then she sent me a recipe for doubled. And all she did was multiply it times 2. And I thought it was very interesting. We still laugh about that. But this is a very simple recipe. It's great to do with kids. The kids can have fun with it. And the only thing that I am not going to show you today is how to do them with the powdered sugar. So we're gonna get them all ready. And then at the end, what you do is you roll them in powdered sugar after they've cooled off a bit. So we're gonna start off, and we're going to have 2 cups of flour. And I've measured everything out already, so not to waste time. But we're gonna put the flour in the KitchenAid mixer. And then I've measured out 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And you know, a lot of people don't understand why you have to use salt in your cookies, but the salt helps to balance the sweetness. So we're gonna add the 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then I've softened 3/4 of a cup of butter. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in there. And we're gonna go ahead and start getting that mixed. So we'll just put it on slow. You're gonna see some of the flour pop up out of there. And then we're gonna go ahead and add 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Another one of my videos, I said don't substitute the sugars on some of these cookies. And we're gonna let that mix for a second. Let's get that going. Now while that's mixing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop up the nuts. This is one of my handy dandy little things when I was working for Williams-Sonoma and demonstrating cooking segments. I would use this. It is a chopper, and I use it to do guacamole. I use it to do nuts. I use it to do, onions. So it's a great little piece of equipment, and it's relatively reasonable. Now this is the older version, and so what I'll do is I'll put it right here so you can see I've already put. Let's see, I needed a cup full of nuts. So what I did, I put my cup full of nuts in there, and then all you do is hold it here and pull. And it chops up the nuts. The more you pull, the finer the material gets. And I'm going to show you, we might have to go a little bit more. Now, they came out with a newer model, but this is a great little gadget to give for Christmas. I love it. And so my nuts are ready to go to put in there when the dough is ready. So let's see how this is going. Let me scrape the bowl here a little bit. Okay, so now we've got all that butter mixed. We're gonna go ahead and add the 1 egg. So got that mixing. As I said, this is a very dense cookie. So you're going to find that when you bite into it, it is solid. It is a very good cookie. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This calls for 6 ounces of chocolate chips. I'm using semi-sweet chocolate chips on this. And the reason why is because I'll have the powdered sugar around it. I don't want this cookie to be too sweet. This cookie is perfect with coffee or a latte. You'll love it. We're gonna go ahead and add the chocolate now. See how easy this is? We'll take apart our little gizmo here. And finally add the nuts. and that gets all mixed up in there. I'll let the KitchenAid do the work for me. Stop it, give it a quick stir. As soon as I take this out and show you the dough, you're going to see how dry it is. It's a nice dry dough. After it finishes mixing, we'll take it and make 1-inch balls that will bake at 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. You kind of gauge them. You don't want them to really brown. You want them to firm up and be a nice solid ball, but not too dry. If you brown them and burn them, the bottoms will get brown. You don't want that. When you take them out, you'll cool them slightly. You'll take them off the cookie sheet. I've already got my cookie sheets. I'm going to use Silpats. You know I'm a fan of Silpats. Also, there's another brand you can use. There's several brands, but this is a different one from a Silpat. It does the same thing. You'll take the dough out. As I said, you'll make balls about 1 inch. Cook it bake it between 15 and 20 minutes. Let it cool. Then you'll toss powdered sugar over it. And then seal them, put them in a bag or seal them up in some Tupperware, and I think you're good to go. These will last for a month. They're wonderful. You can send them UPS, post office, or whatever to your friends and family. Remember though, if you're gonna do a double batch, all you have to do is multiply it times 2 or triple it for 3. Have a good one. Talk to you later.